All right, I'll call the Tuesday, January 26th meeting of the Municipal Airport Authority to order. Number one, we will receive and file the minutes and look at your emails, and we will approve them at the next meeting. Number two, approve the airport vouchers. Well, before I do that, can you guys all hear us? Okay, good. All right, sounds good. Thank you. Thanks for being here, everybody. Number two, approve the airport vouchers totaling $36,011.93.
So moved.
It's been moved. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded, the airport vouchers totaling $36,011.93. Roll call vote.
Hogan? Aye. Engen?
Aye.
Cosgrove?
Aye.
Lind?
Aye.
Lind.
Aye. Approve individual voucher as follows. Mead and Hunt, $33,824.77. Any questions?
Motion.
Motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, voice vote, roll call vote.
Hogan? Aye. Engen?
Aye.
Cosgrove?
Aye.
Lind?
Aye.
Lind.
Aye. Okay, receive communication from the City of Fargo regarding easements for North University Drive construction project.
Okay, I believe Sean Bullinger, yes, he is on there from the city if there's any questions. These are permanent and temporary construction easements for the reconstruction of North University Drive. There was an appraisal that was completed by the City of Fargo, and in the memorandum of offer to landowner, the city's payment to the airport authority would be $1,624. Sean, I don't know if you have anything to add. I know this is another step in the process that you have with the North Dakota DOT. Is there any other information you want to share?
I guess not really, unless you guys had some questions for us.
So if not, I guess I would recommend your approval of the easements as presented. Stacy did review those. Stacy, there wasn't anything obviously out of the ordinary. These have been pretty standard documents for all the years I've been here.
That's correct.
All right, so that's all we have.
Do you want the approval?
Yes.
Okay, can I have a motion to receive and approve the communication for the City of Fargo and the easements?
I'm so moved.
It's been moved by Mr. Haugen. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of receiving communication and approval for the City of Fargo regarding easements signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, thank you.
Get all those signed.
Receive, number 6, receive update regarding property sale to Mathern.
5.
Oh, sorry, 5. I forgot. Authorize preparation of specifications to solicit bids to replace light fixtures.
Okay, so in 2019, we completed a project in the South General Aviation area that was like $51,900 to replace all of the high-pressure sodium lights and ballast down in our South General Aviation area, and it's made a significant difference. We didn't move forward with the North General Aviation area and the West Terminal ramp, and then the access road lights that go into Fargo Jet Center along 20th Street North. This project here would finish that, upgrade of that lighting system. And because of the cost that's here, I guess what we would want you to do is to firmly request that Mead and Hunt, with the assistance of Joel Kath, the electrical engineer, is to prepare a specification that can go out and be publicly bid to receive bids that we can bring back to the airport authority to complete this process. It's my understanding, and Darren can confirm, that the high pressure sodium lights and fixtures, as they burn out, the cost to replace them is more than what the LED fixture is in and of itself.
Wow.
It's the bulb and the fixture. And in 2018, and I sent this to Commissioner Strand yesterday, Commissioner Strand is on, we looked at replacing like 47 of these around the airport, and the annual cost savings at that time was over $8,000. So there is a payback on these lights, but one of the situations that we encounter is that replacing them as they burn out, the high pressure sodium lights with LED as they burn out, is a coordination of getting a high lift truck out here and the cost of that and so forth. This project would just get it all completed in one cycle and be finished. We believe this is a maintenance project that we can qualify to receive our CARES funding for.
Any questions? Do we have a potential timeline?
Madam Chair,
Yes? Yes, Rick?
I would move we approve
Okay,
and get this done in a timely manner.
okay. Is there a second to, no,
I will second it.
okay, so it's been moved and seconded to authorize preparation of specifications to solicit bids to replace light fixtures. Any discussion?
The timing of this will probably be an early spring project. Time we get the specification together, which should not take long because we can use the one from the South G and just expand on that.
Okay.
Advertising for bids, receive the bids, and then order the structures. I'm guessing it's going to be a May project in that time frame.
Okay. And like you said, potentially the CARES money could go for that.
Yes.
Okay. Any further questions or discussion? All right. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay? Okay. Motion carried. Now we can go to 6. Receive update regarding property sale to Mathern.
I don't have much for an update other than we believe we found the abstract applicable to the property at the city, and Cass County Abstract has that now and is updating it. The description has changed since Gary's opinion back, I think it was 2003. We put a call into Cass County Abstract yesterday and we should receive an update as to the status today. I have drafted a proposed purchase agreement and I finished the draft of the quitclaim deed yesterday. We are going to deed this to the Matherns in the same way the airport received it by Mr. Stockman, and that was by quitclaim deed. So we're moving along. It's just a little bit of a slower process.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Thank you very much. Update, receive APEC update. I can comment on that. We received the minutes from the January 8th meeting. They're very extensive. They're 8 pages. A lot of discussion was held. We came to a resolution after much discussion about the job of the PEC, which the majority, really all the members that were there felt that we were doing, we were exactly doing what we were told to do in the MOU. It's very specifically stated in the minutes. And the end result was some motion and some recommendations for the final 4 positions. There has to be some clarification because the way it came to us from the city, they did receive the part of the minutes that did the final recommendation, but we were told that they would not do, they wanted the entire minutes. And so thanks to Joan, who's volunteered to do this, again, not in her job, she's done this for the last 6-7 months. She put the minutes together, and there are a couple of different things that I communicated with Chairman Jane Pettinger about, because the ranges for the pay were not what reflected in the minutes of the PEC. And so we'll kind of go back from there. And in addition, it's always, we did the ranges out of the respect for the city, and because that was what we were encouraged or told to do. But there also could be out of market adjustments that we will deal with. Anybody else want to comment on that? Did I miss anything? Rick? Eric? Anything?
I was just gonna say, just for the airport authority record, I mean, there's been multiple, many phone calls on this that were 2 and 2.5 hours apiece. And a lot of work is going into this thing, and a lot of people are spending a lot of their volunteer time. This is a volunteer position that everybody's doing, and we've got dozens of hours into this thing. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for grinding it out and finally coming to a bit of a resolution. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Eric. We're doing the best we can, and it's to do the details that were expected of us as a volunteer, the dozens and dozens of hours. It was a learning experience. It was growth, and I'm just hoping that this will be the final discussion and we can move forward with this. But we will have to have another PEC meeting, and because our meetings have been for the PEC according to the interpretation, we have to follow open meeting law guidelines, which means we cannot vote. My interpretation, and I guess many of us, because we're open meeting, we cannot just vote through an email. We will have to call some sort of formal meeting. So we'll keep you posted on that. Any questions from anyone?
I have a question.
Mike.
I heard that the city commission last night
Okay.
was not going to allow some of the PEC salary increases that you had proposed. Is that true?
I don't
You
know. Commissioner Strand, is that true? Because in our MOU, it says the PEC has a final authority.
I couldn't hear the question. Could you repeat it?
I heard that last night's city commission, there was some pushback for approval of a salary. And I didn't attend the meeting or hear or look at anything, but I got an inquiry about it, and I'm just wondering if that's true.
I'm not aware of pushback at all, specifically about any salaries.
Okay.
We did have a discussion in executive session to prepare for our afternoon meeting today on general terms of the PEC and, the MOU and the commitment to the extension and finalization of the July 1 date. But no, we didn't, that didn't surface last night. I'm not sure, there might be individuals who don't like things, but that's not where anything's at that I know of.
No, Commissioner, it was a news source that wanted me to comment, and I said I have no idea what we were talking about. Maybe I'd find out some more this morning, so thank you.
Thank you, John. Yes, we do have a meeting this afternoon. There was quite a bit of discussion with the meeting was, we held the meeting even though there was the city did not want us to hold it, but because of travel conflicts, we really had no choice but to hold it, and we came to some resolution. And there was a lot of discussion during the meeting. If you want the minutes, you can look at them about the MOU and the interpretation, or exactly what is written. And so we will be having a small group meeting again today with the city as well as the MAA individuals. So, all right. Any questions? And Mike, that's really too bad that the press called you.
Yeah, I did not answer him except to say we're having a meeting this morning, and
Yeah.
and I don't know anything about it. So.
Okay, well, it would be interesting to find the source there. All right, let's move on. Authorized travel to GLC AAAE winter meeting.
Okay, so the Great Lakes chapter decided about a week ago to have a hybrid event, meeting in person and also availability through video. I believe I'll be traveling down there for the February 27th meeting. It's easier, quicker to drive than it is to fly there, so I'll probably be driving down to Lincoln to attend that meeting in person on February 27th.
Okay, good.
So you
9.
Vote to authorize travel.
So we have to vote.
Yes.
We need a motion to authorize the travel.
Motion to approve travel.
Second.
It's been
Motion
moved-
to approve authorizing travel for Sean.
Thank you, and it's been
I'll
moved
second it.
it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, do we have to do voice vote?
No, just.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay? Okay, motion carried. Receive update regarding 2021 FAA grant funds and current air cargo apron expansion grant funds.
Okay, Jeff Klein, I think you're on, correct? Jeff is there. So in your packet, we put
Morning.
a
Yep, I'm here.
little outline of the grants that we have in place for the air cargo apron. And just in the past week or so, the FAA advised us of our fiscal year 21 grant amounts. The passenger entitlement amount is $3,280,035. Our cargo entitlement amount is $126,558 for a total of $3,406,593. The idea when we put together the cargo apron was to maximize the use of our grant dollars and apply them towards the cargo apron, such as our fiscal year 21 grants. However, grant 51, or the amount that we have available to amend grant 51, exceeds 15%. So therefore, Jeff tried working with the FAA, our program manager Jason Kroll, to try and move parts of the construction project to create a new grant. And the problem is that there aren't really enough workable units to do that. And if there were workable units, we've already assigned them in the accounting system to a current grant number, whether it's 50 or 51, and or we've already drawn down funds in grant 51 for usable work units that would be eligible in 53. There's just no possible way to do it. That leaves us a balance for the airport authority of $4,881,642.35 based on what we know today. Of course, there's going to be construction this summer, and we hope there aren't any change orders, but that's what we know as of right now. So the idea of rolling our available entitlements as an amendment into the CARES Grant 51 just isn't going to work out. So what we will be doing is carrying over these grant funds, the $3.4 million, and start to accumulate grants. We can carry them for 3 years because we're a small hub airport, and start to accumulate grant funds so that we can begin the reconstruction of the west terminal ramp. That is the apron where gates 1 through 5 are right now. That's past its useful life. Mead and Hunt will be doing an analysis. They've already done some topo surveys out there now this summer, and to put together the design for the reconstruction of that. And that's going to be a multi-year project because of the impact it will have on taking gates out of service. So Jeff, I don't know if you have anything else to add or any clarifications to what I've conveyed?
Yeah, I guess I would just add that, all these rules that the FAA has for all these multiple funding sources can be very confusing. And one of the things that typically the FAA allows you as an airport to do if you have a project over several years is what's called a multi-year grant. So meaning that you could have grant 51 and then use future entitlement just to add to grant 51 as the expenses are incurred. However, the FAA having the rules that they have, the airport received this supplemental grant of $10 million. And their rule was if you received a supplemental grant and then multi-yeared a future AIP grant, it would prevent the airport authority from getting any additional supplemental funding. So the idea was, let's not multi-year it, let's at least keep the door open to receiving additional supplemental funding. Ultimately, that didn't happen, but that was the reasoning behind it. So.
Well, I think our conversation last week, Jeff, is the door is still open for supplemental funding until maybe June or July, and maybe we'd have a chance of getting another $500,000 roughly.
Yeah, that is true. That it sounded like the chances are slim, but I think, yes, there is a possibility,
So in the 4.8 million balance that's there, it's eligible for 50% state funding, and I will apply for a state grant, knowing that we aren't going to get 2.4 million. The state will probably get somewhere between 250 and 300,000, which is our normal allocation from the state. We can keep applying for that. The other option that we have is to recover these funds in the CARES grant that we received, the $21.6 million CARES grant. Now, we're working on the final drawdown for 2020, and once that final drawdown is complete, we probably will have collected just slightly over 5 million of the 21.6 million. That grant was awarded to us based on reimbursing us for operational and maintenance costs, with a opportunity at some point to apply for an amendment to that grant for capital projects. Now, when talking with Andy Peak and Dave Anderson and Jason Kroll last week, they are going to complete their first development addendum to a CARES grant with either the Brainerd or Bemidji Airport sometime this summer. And once that process is complete and they understand themselves what the process is going to take, because the rules are kind of making them up as they go, then we will probably be moving forward with an amendment to our CARES grant to recover whatever eligible amount is left over in our cargo apron. There's some South GA work that we have in other capital projects that we can identify at that time. Now, Andy made it clear that they're only going to allow us, I guess, one bite at the apple with a development grant. So it may be to our advantage to hold off until 2022 or 2023, which, as you're aware, we had 4 years from the date of receiving the CARES grant to draw down funds, and wait until kind of the end of the grant cycle to see how much money we have left, and then put forth this development addendum. So there may not be a rush right now to do it, but we do. The door is open for us to do it at some point in the future, and plus by that time the FAA should have a process down to do those amendments. So any questions on that? Anything there? So holding over the 3.4 million and change that we have for fiscal year 21, we would notify the FAA of our intent to hold over those funds for the next construction year, which is 2022. They then will turn this money back into a discretionary pool, and we'll just hold the funds for the reconstruction of the West Terminal apron. Any questions?
Any questions? You know, I think it's an important point, and as I read the press, it makes it sound like we've gotten all this money for the CARES funds. We have not, and I think at the last meeting, you know, what did you say? That it's 1,100 pages just to have a drawdown, and I think the public needs to know that, you know, and the reason why we're allocated this money, if we choose and find the means to use it, is because we're such a well-run airport and so fiscally conservative, and we've got no debt, virtually no debt. So that's applauds to you.
The first drawdown was very significant because it covered a large period of time from January 20th up until, I don't remember, Joan, it was about April or so. Now our drawdowns are probably in the 150, 200 page range, roughly, in that time frame. So
Okay.
it's getting a little bit better on
Okay. Thank you for that. Mike?
Yes, have we heard anything at all from either the congressional offices or FAA about what may be coming up in the future with, I know there was talk of more COVID relief of up to 1.9 trillion.
Yes.
I was
So
wondering if any of that.
So in our call at the end of December, the president signed another CARES relief amount, and there is money in there for airports. A portion of the money is to go to airports for the offset of minimum annual guarantees, and as I reported at our last meeting, we really only have one concessionaire group that's part of that, which is our car rental agencies, and one of the agencies didn't meet the annual minimum for 2020. That's probably a discussion at an upcoming board meeting whether or not you want to waive the minimum annual guarantee for 2020. What we don't know, and what the FAA told us last week, is how much money would be assigned to us for that purpose. They didn't have the numbers yet. They're still fleshing those out, but I would expect by the end of the month that we will know. And we may or may not accept the funds that are allocated to us to cover minimum annual guarantees because of the minor amount, I guess, if you will, that we do. We may look at clawing back on the parking lot. As you're aware, we changed that contract from a concessionaire contract in 2020 to a management contract effective July 1st. So we'll look at the records prior to July 1st to see if there's any minimum annual guarantee drawn down for that. Now, the next COVID relief package that's being talked about by the administration is in the $2 trillion range, 1.9 trillion. And yesterday, EEE sent out a notice to its members that they're asking for $17 billion in funds from that proposed legislation to go to airports, 17 billion. How that is split out, I'm not sure. Some would be the airports, some would be the airlines, but there's a significant number of airports out there that are still struggling because of the decreased passenger counts, whether it's concessionaires or airports trying to meet their debt service, etc. There's still a struggle ahead of us in that respect. So I expect to know more about that as far as the concession relief amount here by the end of the month. As far as the other package, I guess we can just all watch that in the news and see what happens.
Any questions? Thank you very much for that update. Airport construction and security update?
Terry, where are we at today?
Hi, everyone. Well, they're moving along. On the addition, they got the metal panels on and are starting to roof the addition. Piping lights. So they must have something over the roof in terms of waterproofing that. They're pulling fiber optics from there to the new SRE building. They have it enclosed, so they got the garage door temp enclosed. The new SRE building, the roofing's complete except for a flashing cap. They're finishing the decking on the mezzanine, so we have a mezzanine in there that basically creates the break room, and then we have kind of a storage area up there. So they're just finishing that. They're doing some more. There's still some miscellaneous masonry ongoing on the inside. They've got the doors installed, and now they're working on tracks and springs and motors. Rain leaders are installed. The gas meters installed. It's heated, so they're working on piping lights and hanging heaters and pulling wire. Main power to that building now is switched over. Sounds like the generator's complete, and that's about it. So they're moving along, so it's getting close.
Great. It would be, I think, the public doesn't realize that building and the importance of the equipment. What they realize sometimes is when it's not working. So I think it would be really nice to be able to have, once the building is complete, whether we have an open house, whether we have, pictures taken, supply them, because I really do think when I've seen it, I mean, general public does not realize just how huge these machines are and how the building has to accommodate. So it would be nice if we could, possibly let the public know that and see it. So, yeah, Mike?
Madam Chair, I would think that our Flint Communications would be
You bet.
a natural to put something out.
Yeah.
that.
No, I agree. I think that's great.
Yeah, I would agree too, Madam Chair. I mean, yeah, the equipment is amazing.
I know.
And yeah, it's. I don't think people realize what it takes to keep an airport in our environment open, and the guys out there do such a great job. And,
Oh, yeah.
And this building, if you saw how they park, I don't know. I don't think I could parallel park my car the way they park those things.
I know.
So,
It's crazy. No, thank you. And maybe
Right.
some before and after pictures. So that's awesome. Thanks, Terry. Anything else, Sean?
I think security-wise, we're doing okay. Darren, Jordan, nothing there. Something that's, well, it's not really security related, but so the administration put in a federal mask mandate at airports and other locations. And during our call with AAE yesterday, they said an amendment will be coming to airports soon. Federal Security Director should be reaching out that Homeland Security and the TSA will require airports to be the enforcement entity of the mask mandate. We already have signage in place on the doors, and that's been in existence for quite some time as the airports, or I'm sorry, the airlines had required masks for their passengers as they're in the queue at the ticket counter. They go through the security checkpoint process, and as passengers wait in the departure lounge for their flight. So nothing's really changed there. It's just that the mask mandate enforcement will fall on the airport, and we'll let you know when we get that directive, I guess, if we will, from Homeland Security. Outside of that, I think that's all we have on that topic.
Mike?
Yes, I've got a question. So how is that going to affect Subway and our bar restaurant area inside the gate?
Still, if you're consuming food or beverage, it doesn't apply.
Okay, good. Anything else? All right, 11, elect chairman of the Municipal Airport Authority for calendar year 2021 as per our bylaws. Yes?
I move that Eric Linton be chairman for the next year and nominations cease and we cast a unanimous ballot.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? It's been moved and seconded that Eric Lind to become the chairman for the next, for the year 2021. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
I will abstain from voting. Thank you.
Congratulations, Eric. Good job.
Thank you very much. Thank
Yep.
you.
Elect the vice chairman of the Municipal Airport Authority for the year 2021 as per our bylaws. Mike?
Madam, I would suggest that, or nominate Rick Engen as the vice chair for the next year, and nominations cease and we cast a unanimous ballot.
Is there a second?
I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded that Rick Engen become the vice chair of the Municipal Airport Authority for the year 2021. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. I will abstain.
Okay, motion carried. Adopt resolution of appreciation to outgoing Chairman Tammy Lynn.
I would
I've
so-
appreciated.
I would so move.
So it's so moved. Is there a second?
I will second that.
Third.
I can't second my own, you guys. It's been moved and seconded. They adopt the resolution of appreciation. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Abstain. Anything else
Thank
to
you so
come?
much for all you've done for us, Dan.
You're welcome.
The only other thing I'll add is I provided testimony last week to the Senate Transportation Committee on the Transportation Network Company initiative that the Airport Association has been pushing for the last 2 legislative sessions. This is our 3rd attempt. It did pass out of committee 411, do pass, and it should have been on the Senate floor yesterday or today. I subsequently emailed all of the senators in North Dakota to request their support of Senate Bill 2149, and did get some positive response from a number of them yesterday and even this morning. Another bill that we're following, and I believe the city or all political subdivisions are, is there's an eminent domain bill that's there, which changes the century code for any political subdivision that has eminent domain power. Airport authorities do, so they would be amending century code 2-06, I believe 08. And it's kind of a convoluted process in that if an entity doesn't make a reasonable offer, or it's deemed that their offer to purchase property is not reasonable, there are penalty structures that go into place involving attorney fees and so forth. I talked to Ron Sorvag, who was the Senate sponsor of the bill, and he says, well, it's probably going to change a lot before it actually is adopted, which I don't know if it has a chance or not, but there would be a concern. It's very arbitrary and difficult if you haven't read the bill and the impact that it would have on political subdivisions and the penalties. Stacy, I don't know if you read that. She's still on there, but no, she's away. But I'll send it out if you don't have it. The other one that we listened to and we're ready to provide testimony was for the Aeronautics Commission budget, and I think that will go through and pass accordingly. So.
Anything?
No. So that's all I have on that.
Madam
Yes,
Chair?
Mike?
Yeah, just for everybody's information, we are still planning an air show July 24th and 25th. I have requested a Intel analysis of COVID at the time, during that time, July. And we're doing that in conjunction with the Adjutant General's office. And again, right now, preliminary, it looks as though the COVID numbers are down, vaccinations will be up. It'll be an outdoor event, even much more outdoor than the state fair. So I'm thinking that we are in pretty good shape for the end of July to hold the air show, depending upon anything federally that comes down that cancels the Blue Angels or anything. But we are doing a review, and the Adjutant General's office is doing this with the state health department. So
Great.
we'll keep you posted.
Thank you. I hope it goes on.
Okay.
Any other business to come before the Airport Authority? All right, hearing none, the meeting is adjourned.